All right, we'll go ahead and call the full committee meeting to order. Representative Carson, our vice chairman, just told me that we've already been blessed this morning by prayer by him, so we'll skip over that. Appreciate everyone that's here today, all of our members and those members of the public, the departments that are here. Before we get started, I want to make a special announcement. Savannah Emmerich, who has been working for me for a while now, she's going to be leaving me, and she's not allowed me to announce this until today. So I want to announce that she's been appointed by the president to serve as presidential administration as special assistant with the Administration for Family and Children's Services in Washington. So she's going to be working for the president in Washington and was appointed by him to that position. So let's give her a round of applause. Thank you. She interned in the White House last year for the president and the vice president, so we're looking forward to having her and her skill set there in Washington. Yeah, I've got it. I've got it. That's right. We got a direct line into the White House. She's told me I had to be very careful how I worded it and said it. So I told her she could blame that on me if I didn't do it right, not herself. All right. This morning we have Senate Bill 103 that was brought up in committee. The last time we met, there was some concern around that legislation. And I believe that Representative Prince and Representative Williams had agreed to work on that. I don't believe Representative Williams is here this morning, but I know Representative Prince is. So, Representative Prince, can you give us an update on where we are with that?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you. The Senate Bill 103 is sponsored by, I think, Senator Davenport over in the Senate. And what we made basically a substitute to the bill, and that she agreed on. And basically, first what we've done, we defined what airport means. In this, in the bill, original bill, it included all airports, regardless of size. Basically, we've sort of tried to define it as commercial, airports that provide a scheduled commercial air service, i.e. the Atlanta airports, the Augusta airports, those regional type airports that provide those types of services. And the second thing, and the bill dealt mostly with parking for disabled veterans. What we didn't want to do is penalize disabled people in general and sort of qualify with the veterans portion. So basically what we've done, we've changed and added veteran parking spaces for veterans. We've cut it from 2 to 3, and it applies to all veterans, the 2 parking spaces, not just disabled veterans. And that's sort of the summary of the bill.
So just a question. I know two of the concerns. One last time was around that small airports, like in my area, that typically really don't have commercial activity and have very few parking spaces. They would not be affected by this. And then number 2, the concern that we would be taking handicap parking away from people who needed it, or the spaces might be sitting there vacant. And a handicapped person comes and not able to park there because it's designated only for a veteran. But this designates additional parking spaces for veterans only at those major airports, which are commercial airports. Is that correct?
That is correct, Chairman.
Okay. Are there any questions of Representative Prince? Again, this is not his legislation, but I do appreciate Representative Prince taking this on to try to help the senator iron out a couple of the concerns of the committee. Anything from the airport? I know that you've looked at this. Vernon's here, and he represents the airports across the state. We've had conversation offline, and I just want to confirm that your association is good with the current version. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. This will apply just to what he described. It's good for airports and good for the veterans, so that works good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, number 12.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I note that on lines 23 to 25, it talks about having a special license plate. It's not one of the little hanging things that you get for a disability. You have to actually purchase a special car plate.
Yeah, that's correct. Because we're not talking about handicap. It could be the Purple Heart, it could be the Vietnam veteran tag, or a disabled vet tag. There's a list, so if they have that tag, they'd be eligible to park there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, Representative Carson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At the proper time, I'd like to make a motion.
I don't see any other questions, so we'll entertain a motion.
Move to pass, Mr. Chairman.
Motion do pass. We have a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of substitute to Senate Bill 103 LC 392364S do pass, say aye. Any opposed? All right, bill passes, and if someone would let Senator know to go to rules. All right, next is we have substitute to Senate Resolution 67 with the name Senator Lee Anderson there. It's all the Senate resolutions around road namings, along with all of those in the House that have came forward since crossover day. So I know Representative Prince, our chairman of the subcommittee, had a subcommittee meeting. Chairman Prince, will you give us an update on that?
Yes, Chairman, we just had a meeting prior to this one for all the roads and bridges naming. They've all passed the qualification test. Everything is, all the paperwork's in order, and there was a motion that we do pass on to the committee. So at the proper time, I'd like to make a motion that we do pass.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second? All right, we have a motion and a second. Number 17, Chairman McCall.
I'm not arguing one bit. I just got a question.
Yes, sir.
The one that Representative Donahue has naming an exit for Atlanta Falcons, and I don't watch NFL. Do any of the Atlanta Falcons take a knee during the national anthem? Thank you. I just want to know. Okay. Well, I'm glad you do, because I don't waste my time watching the NFL, but I just didn't know if we were fixing to name an interchange for somebody that don't know how to stand up for the national anthem.
Thank you, Chairman McCall. Any other discussion? All right, hearing none, we have a motion and a second to do pass for Senate Resolution 67. All those in favor, aye. Any opposed? All right, it passes. So we'll just, if you don't mind, Senator, just go to rules, fill out the form, and I believe Representative Mike Glanton is going to be carrying the bill for the House. Also, we did not mention, but Representative Prince, do you know, has Senator Davenport reached out to anyone about carrying her bill for the House?
No, she has not. However, either Representative Williams or myself.
All right. Okay, let's, if you would, touch base and let Abby know in the next little bit, because we'll have to have that before we can report out. Any other business? All right, hearing none, we are adjourned. Thank you.